Hey everyone, I feel old for saying this, but I remember how massive the genre of YouTubers was that was specifically popular for keeping their identity secret and not showing their face, but also having kind of a OC that would take place for what the audience could imagine it to look like. Now of course, the first thing that came to your mind when I said that was Dream, but he probably isn't the best example because of his current image now, where fans that used to be obsessed with him now purely hate him. A better example would be Corpse Husband, but he's actually had a solid career. Me personally, I was always aware of him being well known, particularly for his voice, but I actually had no idea the issues he had that were made worse by him being popular from his videos and streams. First off, his voice, the reason why it got so big, was actually because of a medical condition which made it hurt to talk. And that wasn't the only issue he had, because there's more stuff he suffered from, talked about in this video.
Corpse spent years building up a dream career as a content creator, amassing over 10 million subscribers on YouTube, releasing a platinum hit record, and finding himself in a social circle consisting of creators such as PewDiePie, Penguin Zero, and Pokimane, all of which he did without revealing his identity. However, his dream...
for 10 million subs and not having your face well known, that's pretty impressive. I'll give him that.
...on his appearance, and severe health struggles that only worsened with the pressures of fame. Hi, I'm the Internet Anarchist. I create weekly YouTube documentaries, and today we'll be diving into the career of Corpse, his meteoric rise to fame, and the various issues and controversies that led him to abandon his 7 million subscriber YouTube channel and cause him to lose over 250,000 subscribers. But
God damn, Jesus. I always thought he had a pretty strong fan base, but to lose like 250,000 out of nowhere, probably wasn't out of nowhere, but now I want to know what happened. You get that cut in half.
July 2015, he would upload his first video the following day, a creepypasta reading titled Last Friday Scary Creepypastas to Tell at Night. The first thing evident to viewers was his naturally deep and raspy voice, which would later be revealed as partial results of chronic health conditions that Corpse was suffering from.
Oh my god, it was a health condition, but all the fans were like, oh my god, his voice is so sexy. Jesus Christ.
I do have a medical condition and it does contribute to my voice, but not as much as everybody says it does. GERD has like a spectrum to it. They put a scope down my throat through my nostrils and my throat is corroded and it's like touching my vocal cord.
For the first
God, that's disgusting.
Corpse focused on...
Does that mean that it's painful for him to talk? Then he has 7 million subs, demanding him to make a video often. Fair enough.
A layer of mystery to both his content and persona. This intrigue played a big part in thrusting him into the limelight, leading to over 1 million subscribers by 2020. It also opened doors to collaborations with industry figures, like Boy in a Band and Anthony Padilla, who featured...
Oh my god, I forgot about them. Nah, Anthony Padilla, but Boy in a Band. Does he even make stuff anymore? That's gonna be my next video I react to, Boy in a Band, a retrospect.
With him openly speaking about his mental health, where he stated how hiding his identity contributed to his anxiety.
I have like very bad anxiety. I never leave my house.
Do you feel like hiding your identity has led to all this anxiety about being in public?
It definitely added to it. I feel like I had other issues prior. But it definitely made it more logical in my head, despite it probably being irrational.
On a more lighthearted note,
it is a double-edged sword where if he did show his face, people would just harass him on the streets, which if you have anxiety, it probably would just make it 10 times worse, I imagine.
To make his anxiety even worse, Corpse had to become a compulsive liar in order to keep his two separate lives.
Have come up.
I have an apartment, and so when I have people come over, it's like, don't go in that room.
Well, that's like your YouTube room?
Yeah. And they're like, why? And I'm like, they're like, how do you have this money? And I'm like, I don't know.
I feel like when your voice is the most recognizable part of you, that'd be way harder to keep that facade of being two separate people.
Have there been any moments that have been taxing to maintain two separate identities?
Oh, like all the time, like 24/7. I've had people over at my house who I know in real life, who are friends with my YouTube friends. So my YouTube friend doesn't know I'm friends with their friend, and my friend doesn't know I'm friends with their YouTube. It's very confusing. It's a very like Hannah Montana thing.
The decline?
See, that's the issue. With all of that added, for however long he's been doing YouTube, That would just make it way harder to make the chances of him keeping his identity secret way harder. So the fact that he's still like people don't know his face, that's still like mind blowing to me at least.
His social life, even getting to the point that he became too anxious to leave his house or even speak in public.
How does remaining anonymous affect your social life?
Pretty much eviscerated it. like
If I had to make a guess on what he looks like, because you know I'm a dweeb, probably I feel like he's one of the people that looks average, but he's just anxious, you know, mentally.
He's already experiencing, as you would state.
I don't feel like I can fully know the benefit of being not anonymous without doing it. And I can't really see into this like alternate dimension where I'm probably happier. I think it's way more stressful.
I'm still amazed that he did a face interview with Anthony Padilla on a podcast. Someone on the set would probably like take a picture of his face, you know, for a reason.
I've left that door closed for so long that there's no gradual buildup. It's not, oh, I have 50,000 and now I'm gonna get noticed outside sometimes. It's opening that door and having all the buildup from millions of people now all at once. So it would be a dramatic life change.
The feelings and experiences Corpse mentioned in the interview would reflect on his YouTube channel, as he began posting more and more infrequently as his mental health got worse, eventually releasing his debut single Miss You in June of the same year, where he would express how badly his mental health had truly declined, with lyrics reading, "I don't want to look like this, I don't want to feel like this," as well as "No quiero estar aquí," which means I don't want to be here in Spanish.
Oh, damn, that's fancy, I have the Spanish in.
Channel as a glamorized desk job rotting away.
That's pretty funny. There will be fans that would hear that lyric and be like, oh my god, that's so deep, but they don't realize like he means that 100% deep down in his heart.
Make matters even worse, Corpse would state that he suffers from an eye disease that causes inflammation when looking at screens, resulting in him needing an eye patch.
Oh,
It just started with my eyesight. I wasn't able to read stories because my eyesight was going, and whenever I would get checked for a prescription, they would tell me I have 20/20, but then I wouldn't be able to see when I'm reading.
With his
God. Everything about this guy is like working against him, but it's all perfect stuff to help him make videos. Like the voice, of course, which probably kills him to just speak normally. And then he has his eye condition that makes it painful to read anything on screen. But then at the same time, those are the two things that work in conjunction to actually make him popular on YouTube. Like, it's all the kind of stuff you never expect for like a person to suffer from. Like the idea of struggling to speak because of the pain of your vocal cords doesn't sound like that bad, but then of course when you have to condition yourself in person, it's probably like unbearable to do so. Also, like staring at the screen to like read the script is probably way worse. And if you have anxiety so bad to the point that you can't really leave the house, that will really just like chains you up to your desk to just like keep on making video after video, like just pure miserable.
But when things seemed most hopeless for Corpse, a life-changing craze would be right around the corner. In August of 2020, a social deception game named Among Us would take the world by storm. A game where you need to lie or find the liar to win. A lot of the game's success was a result of pretty much every big streamer playing it at the time, with creators like PewDiePie, XQC, Penguin Zero, and more, all playing the game together to entertain everyone stuck at home during the pandemic.
I know I just talked about his voice being painful for him to talk for, but this game would be perfect for just him and like a bunch of different people to collab with him for a stream where you can only hear people's voices and talk through that.
And the clips and re-uploads gaining millions. Entering September, Corpse's YouTube friend Boy in a Band would invite him to play Among Us on stream with PewDiePie and other massive streamers.
I was just hanging out on Discord, and then Dave Boy in a Band messaged me and was like, yo, do you want to play Among Us with PewDiePie on stream right now? And I was like, okay, sure.
The moment Corpse joined the lobby, his life changed forever, as his deep and raspy voice fascinated everyone who listened, and even made popular streamers treat him like a celebrity.
Yo, Corpse, what's going on?
Hello, friend.
Wow.
What?
Kicks like Uno, kicks like Uno.
Wait, what?
Corpse's voice is like infrasonic.
This feels like a kid, like at high school. It gets he's like 7 feet tall at the age of 12, and everyone's just like, "Wow, you're so tall."
All right,
kills people in the game.
A fist fight.
Yeah, he sounds
why?
like John Wick shit down.
Or voice fight. He sounds like God and the devil should sound
I
like.
bet.
I don't know. I guess I haven't seen a face reveal, so
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Guys, who is Corpse?
Well,
I'm
I just
totally
assume
fine
that
with
someone
it.
with this voice might look like, they don't look like what they sound like.
you're accurate. You're completely accurate.
He
Everybody-
doesn't look like what he sounds like.
Remember how everyone thought
I
Donkey was
feel
black?
like your voice is touching me.
Yeah.
Is that a weird thing to say?
I feel like your voice is hitting a part of my
Oh,
ear.
poor
that's never
bastard. I remember again that, yeah, he's anxious, like, most of the time. So you have to be like, oh my god, you're f***ing weird. That probably didn't help, his case.
Fastest growing creator at the time. With his Among Us videos gaining between 11 and 33 million views each, he would use the opportunity to release the song E-Girls Are Ruining My Life, which would eventually go platinum certified, and
Fair enough for him to make music, but that name sucks already.
success Corpse was experiencing at this point of time.
Wait, does he mean like actual e-girls, like streamers, which fair enough, he has every right to make that kind of song.
Creepypasta narrator to a personality that everyone wanted to learn more about. But the more popular he became, the more haters and detractors that appeared to try and ruin his career and life. Despite this, Corpse would end 2020 with over 6.3 million subscribers and 240 million views on his main channel. However, his overnight fame would ultimately come crashing down, and 2021 would be the year that would alter his career and life forever once again, but this time in not such a positive way. Whilst Corpse's success was at a peak, his health was reaching new lows. He would get a burning sensation when speaking due to GERD, and experience extreme muscle aches and fatigue due to fibromyalgia, which would cause him to leave games midstream.
Like when I left.
Is that due to like a lack of sunlight? I don't mean like an offensive way, like does he go out often? I mean like actually, because it sounds like that.
bleeding out the nose and I'm just playing video games. Like,
I can hear
it shouldn't be. I don't think that's something I can like do for a long time.
On top of this, his newfound audience would grow.
I wonder if it could be like due to a diet. It sounds like that, but at the same time, a diet can only go so far to stop you from bleeding from the nose.
To entertain his new audience was too much for him, and the stress and anxiety of staying anonymous was even more heightened as he would once again be interviewed by Anthony Padilla, where he would reveal the sad changes the fame brought to his life. Corpse would state that he felt he had to be even more careful about keeping his identity private following the success.
I feel like I would be happier in a world where.
I want you to know, at this point in time, was this after like the dream face reveal? Because that would be the perfect anecdote to look at and be like, okay, I'm definitely not showing my face out to the
I
public.
could handle that many people like judging me at once.
Corpse would also discuss how he felt like others didn't even treat him as a human.
In people's heads, I'm more of like a character or like a brand or like an anime character or something.
Yeah.
So they don't treat me as if
After
I'm
hearing the story of his like vocal cords being torn apart or being in pain, it makes it hard to listen to his voice. If he was born naturally, probably easier, but that was his condition, health-wise. Yeah, it's not easy to listen to.
but definitely.
Why? Because if you were specific, they might know how close it was, and it might reveal it to them.
Exactly. Yeah, they know 100%. Like,
Later in the interview,
I have to respect Anthony for making like a VTuber model for him, but it looks really unnerving when all you see is his jaw moving.
With all of this,
relentless expectations, and I get so much hate online every single day.
people already treat
No, 22 likes, it's not that bad.
out there, famous people with their faces out there, no matter what they do, as if they're a dumpster. And then here you are without your face out there, so people get to treat you even more like you're not a real person at all.
I did a tweet on Twitter just to prove a point. I did a voice memo and I just breathed.
Gosh.
The infamous corpse breath tweet.
People will get mad at anything that's popular. I guarantee you I'm gonna get so much for literally breathing. They'd be like, oh my god, you guys are so obsessed with him, like look at it, he's just breathing, and then like, or he's trying to breathe super sexually, or like it's literally just breathing, but people want to spin it to be that.
he would also
Oh my god, yeah. Everything like the fact of being successful on YouTube or online really just like came crashing down on this guy for doing nothing. Yeah, this is like being painful for him, streaming for the people that treat him like, oh my god, you're so not weird, of course, didn't say that, but he was really like uniquely, which probably didn't help his, his anxiety. And then third off, all the people getting angry at him for just being popular. Like, you really can't prevent people from like despising you no matter what. Because as long as you're successful, that's the first thing that comes to their mind, and which is like bypass any logical reason and be like, okay, you're popular, I don't care whatever you do, I will hate you. Like, you can donate most of your money to like some charity, they will just like completely ignore that and still treat you like, the worst person on the internet. And plus, most people probably feel like the stuff he says or talks about, he says it in like a sexual manner when that's just like his actual natural voice. So I guess if you try to like make sound more serious and not like normal, I guess it would probably put more strain on his voice, as well as doing it for like entire streams or whatever, to make people think that you're not talking sexually, I guess.
Still am dealing with so much mental. When I was doing those Among Us streams first starting, like literally like 20 minutes before some of them, I was literally like faced with like, and then I just get on in front of hundreds of thousands of people, you know what I mean? And it's like,
you have Pokemon screaming down your throat, through your ear.
Comments on the video would sympathize with Corpse, reading, "Most of us Corpse fans don't really want him to reveal his face. We want him to feel comfortable in the space he's created," as well as hearing him talk about his experience with fibromyalgia, crawling across the floor, unable to eat. "I know how that feels. Fibromyalgia is not fun. It's so hard. I really relate."
Thank you, hyper-realistic troll face. I like that. That is actually interesting, because I feel like before in the past I saw like most of his fans would want to see him do like a face reveal, but it makes one of those things where like it's very divided, where the actual brain-dead fans want to see his face, but then the fans that actually have a thought know that he probably wouldn't be the best for him specific.
Similar to Dream, a large portion of Corpse's audience was extremely parasocial, and whilst this did help Corpse go viral and grow his other social media platforms, it would also make even more people hate him due to his obsessed fans. However, it wasn't only the fans who were obsessed with him. Throughout 2021, groups of haters and detractors would attempt to expose Corpse's identity, and despite most being Corpse to begin with, they would...
Well, it might even be him, I'm not gonna jump to conclusions right away.
People expected him to look like a Greek god, and anything less would be labeled as ugly. In March of 2021,
I want to give myself a pat on the back. I really did, like right off the bat, I thought he was gonna be like an old person, just from the voice. You really can't judge anyone from the voice. You can have like the skinniest, frail kid sound like a black guy just from the voice. It is purely just the vocal cords.
Summarize the situation perfectly.
People are being absolutely about the person featured. Which, I mean, if it's just some random person or it actually turns out this is Corpse husband, still absolutely a ton of people responding with really nasty comments, calling the person in the photos ugly, among other things, which also prompted other Corpse husband fans to write things like,
"You have to have your issues in life be nothing to say this kind of stuff on Twitter.
Meet your standards," as well as saying he literally sings.
Oh, that one's, hold on, I have to go back, I'm sorry. Corpse husband is ugly, they ruined Steve Harvey. Also, I want to say this Twitter name is horrible. I think that's like a astrology sign. Charity, Jimin's wife. Oh, Jin, that's in the K-pop star. Oh god, it took me a while to realize who that is.
He is about his appearance, and you guys are out here bashing him because he didn't live up to your fantasy. Disgusting, absolutely pathetic. Right, and this is nowhere near the first story of its kind. I think most recently we talked about this situation with Dream. But here's what I'll say: if you're one of the people out there that's writing just disgusting things or nasty things about this person who may or may not be Corpse, seriously, go yourself and/or grow up.
The mix of mental health, physical health,
we've got the army of Phil Franco against you guys.
Streaming and focus more on his music. This would lead up to the 23rd of November 2021.
I want to see how much left of the video. Oh, not long. Oh, that's gonna be sad. It was only like 2 minutes left of the video. That means like he's gonna actually just the video's called Why Corpse. Not even why Corpse husband, just why Corpse abandoned his audience. So I feel like either on 2022 or 2023 he just gave up. Fair enough,
Friends. A video where he played Friday the 13th with other streamers.
Drown.
Imagine literally like a Corpse husband, you have to be on my stream. Your voice sells.
Corpse has not allowed.
We should not allow Corpse to be the killer, because I am going to get trauma.
Despite the lack of video content, Corpse would continue posting music to his second channel, where he would still find success collaborating with...
Oh, so his like second name is Corpse.
Scar Lord and Night Lavelle.
Fade out when Centralia dust, nostrils of a dust, or like veins too many needles touch.
You know, fair enough. His voice isn't that bad for singing. I'll give him that.
Too quiet now, they're whispering.
Corpse's story on YouTube draws several parallels to that of Dream's, both being faceless creators who had large followings and extremely high expectations set up for their appearances by their viewers. However, Dream actually decided to reveal his face. On the 2nd of October 2022, Dream would upload the infamous video.
I was gonna say on 2022, Corpse had his face leaked.
Alright, for real, I'm dropping it. Hi. It feels so awkward talking to a camera for the first time.
Whilst Dream isn't particularly bad looking, he instantly became a meme with comparisons to Lord Farquaad.
No, I've never understood that meme of people like fast forwarding this video, his face reveal video, and laughing at like how still his face is. But seeing the first few seconds of the opening, I can see why. It's like he's so like just stiff and just in a fixed position.
Forward to 2024, and Corpse's channel is a shell of what it once was, with his channel losing over 250,000 subscribers and the views slowly stagnating. Corpse's story acts as a cautionary tale of the destructive power of fame and the unrealistic expectations placed upon those in the public eye. His unique voice and the mystery surrounding his identity propelled him to stardom, yet the weight of that success, his physical and mental health struggles, and an obsessive, toxic audience drove him away from the platform he'd built. The brutal doxing attacks and reception of Dream's face reveal affirmed Corpse's decision to prioritize his well-being. It serves as a reminder that even as we consume content, there are real people behind the screens. People who deserve privacy, respect, and empathy. Click the video on screen to find out how this massive YouTuber has been faking his entire career, doxed someone, and scammed his audience.
My god, dude. I'm surprised by the end that he wasn't like, he didn't have his face leaked. Because the more popular you get, that really just like cuts the chances of you being anonymous in half. Like, it really isn't possible. But I guess for him, like, I don't say he was lucky, but the fact that he was able to like stay at home most of the time because of his mental issues, that probably did help way more, and having people like see him in the streets and just take pictures of him. Because normally it isn't possible to like recognize people from just their voice, but with him, I can definitely imagine a teenager being like, oh my god, you're Corpse's husband, and like flashing 100 pictures of his face on his phone. But you know, I want to say now, even though I have said that throughout the video, I am actually surprised because I feel like he'd be like the same kind of fan base as Stream, where they would love him like 100% from the start, and then by the end it's just like they want to skin him alive. But compared to Dream, he has like a way more relaxed fan base that actually understands his issues and, you know, wants to support him by understanding why he doesn't want to do videos or streams anymore. No, you know what, he might still be doing streams, but definitely not videos, which, you know, fair enough. If a friend asks you to do a stream, it's probably not as bad as like having to read a script or whatever for a video. But even then, I still feel bad for him because he seems the kind of person that would start doing videos because he actually enjoys it, but then like completely out of his hands, he gets really popular, and just doing those streams made more people focus on him, be like, who is this guy? I want to see him. And then yeah, just make the channel like have 5 million subs in a year. Which for any person would be like incredible, but for him, I can definitely see why he wouldn't enjoy that. And plus, if he really has like no, I guess, passion for doing it, I can definitely see why he want to do like something else, or at the very least focus on mental health. You know, as opposed to like playing Among Us every day and having your like streamer girls being like, oh my god, your voice is so f***ing unique, oh, it's so deep.